Can you tell me about your role at Little Switch and what you were warned of and what the reality was when the men came through?
Yes, I was warned. Well, my role to start with was, as a Red Cross member, to welcome these soldiers and to make them feel welcome, to make them feel happy, to supply immediate needs like perhaps soap, toothbrushes and things like that, because we knew that they would probably have no personal possessions. I thought it was going to be a very exciting event. I was warned that it was possible that some of them, although they were sick and wounded, that some of them would have been indoctrinated. In other words, that I might well find that they were not as happy as perhaps I myself had anticipated they would be on their release. And I did find that this was so. And I found it, to start with, I was a little bit shattered when I met the first couple that came through. And I found that they were not, I thought they were going to be terribly excited to be set free. But I found that they did not have the excitement that I had anticipated. In fact, it all seemed to be very quiet and very low key, and everything went very quietly and very smoothly, and there seemed to be no great elation at all. And this led me to believe that, as I had been warned, some of these young men had perhaps been indoctrinated, and I felt very sorry that this had happened. One could understand it, and again, in retrospect, I think perhaps some of them felt slightly ashamed. They must have been in a very difficult situation. It's not up to us to judge, but I think that perhaps their lack of emotion could perhaps be due to the fact that they maybe felt a little bit ashamed, and they wondered just what was in store for them when they really got back to England. I thought they would be excited to know that the coronation was due to take place, and that they would probably, with luck, be home in time for this. And I was very shattered to find that the reaction of some of them was that they were not the least bit interested. They were far more interested in the football matches, the cricket, and who had won what. And so I decided that this was the way I had to play it, and it was best not to mention this unless I was asked. And so we talked about sport and various topical events. However, one or two that did make inquiries and say they had heard that the coronation was taking place, I followed this up. And so I took my cue, really. I again played it very low key, just talking about topical events. And I took my cue from the men that wished to talk and what they wished to talk about. I'd had